No, so okay, so according to Matthias Desmet, is that his name? Desmet, yes. He says, then you have a threat and a narrative created by media to create a new form of community or community sense. So to resolve that, the problems, that we just described, isolation, lack of meaning making or coherent meaning making, and free flowing angst. And so you create a threat, or you have a threat like, but it's like basically arbitrary because the world is full of threats. That could have been anything, basically. You know what I'm saying? And then you create narratives to create a form of communal psychosis. So that's
you create. It's René Girard 101. You create a scapegoat, and then you create a war of all against all, and then the society just degenerates. Yeah, and that's what's happening. Unless we figure out a way to stop it. I don't have any answers to how we can stop it. Do you?
No, I mean, no, I don't. No, we just have to fall out of it. We have to do our work and talk about this in the most sensible way we can muster, because, nobody's denying anything. Nobody's denying COVID, or nobody is denying that there's a threat, but that there's a problem, like how we go about it. That's the problem, and we have to have this conversations again and again and again till there's enough people that we can fall out of this religious fervor of what's happening. Otherwise, it would just get worse. But then again, I ask myself, if we can do something, if it's an organism, then we can't do anything, Then we are the other, and the organism, the social organism, has to go through that thing in order to.
Well, we can. There's a glitch in the matrix. Always, there's the potential of that, right? There's. I would call that awareness.
Right.
In other words, this is hopefully what we're doing here is just becoming more aware of the dynamic, as aware of the dynamic as possible, contemplating it over and over again, so that it becomes transparent to us, and so that we're not captured by it.
No, but the point is we are already not captured by it.
We're already not captured by it, or we're already captured by it?
No, you're not captured by it. You're not captured by that COVID frenzy, and I'm not.
Well, I'm not. I am to a certain extent, because I was lying up last night with anxiety and about, so I'm not indifferent to it. I'm not. I can't remove myself from it completely.
No, but you see what's going on. You can identify it. You can apply certain. You can apply critical thinking, in the sense that you might think, okay, maybe I'm wrong about my own cognition, my own concepts about this, but maybe I'm right. Maybe there is something religious or a psychosis happening, and so that is, and so that is a crucial aspect that the high priests of COVID are not able to do, coming from the media or from politics itself.
No, they can't question the thing because their paycheck depends on it.
Yeah, I know, but the media was the fourth estate, established originally to criticize and to balance politics, and that completely went out of the window. There's no established media company that criticized is criticizing the media policies anymore, the COVID policies anymore.
Yeah, there's just a huge underground, like a massive underground or something like that, right?
Right.
Because a lot of people are suspicious of the whole thing. And so there's a lot of people, who are I guess going to become more and more critical of what's going on. I don't think it can go on like this. Like, how many times can they dose you, right, before you go, fuck, who am I? What am I? Why am I being given this endless series of vaccines to
Right.
solve one sickness, only one kind of sickness, when there's 10,000 other ones that I'm just kind of ignoring.
Right.
It's like it's a total monomania. It's like, and people are going to eventually, fuck this, like, because you can only take so much
Right.
of that kind of control. You can only, I mean, I don't know, maybe,
Andrew, we like
before the society totally breaks down, right? Like it did in Nazi Germany, which it will if we keep going on like this, obviously.
Right. We are 50 minutes in, Andrew. Can I utter a provocative thought here?
Sure.
All right. So the provocative thought goes as follows. So that most intellectuals or people with higher education, right, who see through the mechanisms of state and media, they are way too lazy or afraid to...
They're fucking cowards. How about that?
Yeah, to go. And so you have to be grateful for the radicals on the right, actually, to go on the streets and smashing some windows.
Yes, thank God there are rednecks.
Yeah,
thank God there are
exactly.
Trump rednecks.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck.
No, exactly, because
there are Trump follower rednecks. Yay!
Yeah, they might.
I never thought I'd hear myself saying that, but I agree with you 100%.
I'm utterly serious, because they might lack the philosophical understanding on why they do it. Yeah. But somebody needs to do it. Yeah, because the intellectuals won't do it, because they're fucking lazy and fucking bores and fucking afraid. Exactly. You need those people who go on the streets and fight the police. You have to, and I don't care if it's left or right, but somebody has to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so if it's rednecks, they do it because, like, normally, like 30 years ago in Germany, that would have been leftist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would have been Marxists and Leninists, and
but they're now completely state-sided for whatever reason.
So the Marxists and the Leninists and the hippies are the same people, really, on some level, right? As the Trump rednecks and I don't know who these guys are. Right. The middle America disenchanted, deplorables. Right. So those are the guys. It is like almost a Marxist thing, right? Because those are it's the proletariat, right? Right. Who are going to speak truth to power because they just fucking can't stand it anymore. Right. Because it's become so pretentious. Right. So utterly and totally fake. Right. That it's unbearable. So this explosion of from the, let's say in the Freudian sense, the id comes out of the instincts. Yeah. This backlash. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter if it's left or right. No, it doesn't matter at all. No, not at all. And so, because, like, again, I know that you are more, you're a leftist. I am a leftist. It's like, but just by kind of like character. And by default and character. By default, exactly. Yeah. Not because I ever identify with myself with that, especially anymore. But no, but but the point is, if it's beautifully said. What you just said. It's like it has to come out. It doesn't really matter from which side, but it has to come out. There has to be, like, this revolt against power, and state totalitarianism, and because the educated liberal folks won't do it, or the radical leftists. So you have to concede that to the rednecks. Yeah, and it's like I was thinking as you were speaking about what Jung said about the Bible. So the New Testament is all love and light and ideology in some sense. It's not, but there's this sort of Protestantism, which is all good intentions, right? And it's all about being, about love and Jesus, and it's all good intentions. And then you have to put the apocalypse at the end of that story, right? To balance it out. Otherwise, it's just people with good intentions, who are ignoring the dark God, the Yahweh, the wrathful force, right, which has to emerge. Right. And so the only way that the Bible can work as a piece of literature, right, the New Testament, is to add this weird apocalyptic, coda to the whole thing,
right,
and that balances the thing out. And I think this is why we're living in the fucking apocalypse. Obviously, like we're living in the land of the weird right now,
right,
the land of the inversions and the monsters and
right,
and all of this sort of surrealistic imagery is the state of, let's say, an in-between state, a bardo.
right,
it's pure surrealism.
right,
It's a total acid trip. It's just the monsters and the demons and Satan and the Antichrist and all those, this sort of stuff is just coming out. So it's a very interesting time on that level. I think it's a revelatory time.
Yeah. There's a great story from Edgar Allan Poe. It's called The Mask of the Red Death. You know that one?
Yes, that's a great one.
And so because they, the folks in the castle that want to protect themselves against, the plague, and they're doing this, intricate ways of, this carnival thing, and then death somehow finds its way. And because, you have to integrate the beast and death and dying and all the monsters. You can't keep them out, and we're all we're dying actually very soon. It's like in 20 years, nobody gives a shit about us anymore, Yeah. And it's like the educators should have addressed that first.
Yeah, they should have addressed. Yeah, exactly. Like in every religion, the first thing you contemplate is death, right?
Right.
It's the first thing you think about.
We will die, and I don't want to spend the last days on Earth in isolation. I don't.
Yeah. No.
So I rather go out like, how do you say it? Like blazing, guns blazing, instead of like being afraid of.
Yeah. All very good. Yeah. I mean, we even this whole health thing is based on fear, isn't it? It's like, you're afraid of your own body, that it's going to collapse and fall, but it is going to die. You are going to die.
We're already dying. Yes.
We're dying as soon as we're born. So death is a reality that we live with all the time.
Right.
You want to escape that reality by going to the gym 5 times a day and having the perfect body and the sexiest girlfriend and all your cool gadgets and clothes and funky things, but none of it works. None of it's going to work.
No, of course
it's all broken. There's a crack in everything.
Right.
Leonard Cohen says.
So exactly.
So